I'm a 40-year-old successful functioning human being. If I lost this right now, I'd be like, what? One thing that I continue to want to do is bring value in this DailyVee strategy, I guess is execution video series. No place to sit?
Yeah, it's very small.
Let's see what Pret is. Good mate, how are you?
Busy morning.
I just flew from Chattanooga.
Oh, really?
And I had a quick meeting with the team, some people at my house with Marcus.
How's it going?
Good. I figured that's why he's here.
Yeah.
How are you?
Hey, I'm Janine. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. How are
Thank
you?
you for joining.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah.
Is there a green? Hey.
Good to see you.
Brother.
How you been?
Really well.
Thanks for
It's great
coming.
to see you,
Yeah,
of course.
good to see you. Hey guys. How are you? I'm Reed. D-Rob. Nice to meet you.
Yeah, Tyler.
Nice to meet you, Tyler, finally. All right. So you're
Oh, this is not
Chattanooga.
Schmidt. This is Tyler Babin.
Yeah.
This is actually, in my phone, he's other Tyler.
Other Tyler.
Just my state of the union of CPG and retail convergence over the next 20 years.
Yep.
And how to drive those results in whatever shape or form.
Yep. And then your same story on how do you market to the century that you're in?
Yeah.
And how do you connect with those
Live in a
consumers?
year.
Yeah.
Live in,
Exactly.
hey,
So,
and how much time do I have?
you've got an hour.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And I can do as much, what's the max Q&A I can do? Why am I talking so low? I think I'm getting very serious. I think it's interesting as today's episode unfolds, there was a lot of CPG talk, that's consumer packaged goods. My plan is to build a private equity firm on the back of my agency to take advantage of the fact that every one of these companies won't do it fast enough.
Right.
Nothing else to say.
Yeah.
So that's all I know how to talk about. Is you know, obviously media is where I started, and I'll weave that in because that matters. But direct to consumer, e-com, smartification of items, like that all plays. The punchline is, how are you going to sell a bar of or a bottle of every one of those products? How they sell today versus how they sell 10 years from now is an interesting conversation. More importantly, how they can sell today differently than they're selling it today. This is not just a futuristic thing. These people in this room are the people that have the most black and white way to prove ROI in a company, yet they're not getting the support to like.
They have to fight for resources for that. That's good.
Is it in here?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm ready. We can walk in, right? Yeah.
In fact, in digital commerce, why should we care? It's because all of this drives commerce. Whether finally, as we get into the last few slides, one of the last things, when these products are smart, when they are connected, we're able to understand a lot more about them, right?
You know, 7 or 8 years ago, I just really decided that my quickest route to the New York Jets, and I think the moral of this story, I'll go into my version of it, but what I want you to get out of it is, look, if you want something to happen, you can't just visualize it. This isn't the secret. You need to actually have a plan of how you're gonna get there, and more importantly, the bigger your ambition is, the more patience you have to deploy against it, the more work you have to put against it. It's just the way it is. Obviously your talent is a variable, great, you're gonna crush it and make it in 6 months, do you, that's fine, just not how I see it. And so the audacious wants and needs of buying at least from a business standpoint, a professional football team, even back then when the Jets were worth $1 billion, I knew this was gonna be a $5, $6, $7 billion execution. And so even though I did great in the wine business, even though Crush It had popped, and I was building the GaryVee thing, like, and even though I'd invested in Facebook, Twitter, and Tumblr at that point, I still had the self-awareness, even though everything was showing me with my investing that I could make a lot of money that way, I still had the self-awareness that for me, what I thought was gonna be my best opportunity was to go and not start a brand. Because there's a lot of that right now. You guys know a lot of people that are starting a cookie brand, making a new peanut butter, making a new soap. That's just not me. Like, I just don't think that I'm going to invent a maple syrup, a honey, that's gonna become a huge business. What I thought I could do is
why didn't you invent an app or anything in there?
Yeah, the reason I didn't invent an app is because I don't think that that's my position. Like I don't get off on excited or dream about the idea of starting an app, a wine app. I mean, people were throwing tens of millions of dollars at me. Start a wine app, build the wine Facebook, they used to say back then. Vivino has done extremely well, great app. It's just not, I'm not an inventor. You know, I'm a communicator, I'm a business builder. And I think, you know, the idea of creating the next Captain Crunch versus buying Captain Crunch when the company that owned it didn't manage it well and wanted to sell it off, there was just no comparison. I was more excited about that evolution. And look at my career. You know, I jumped into my dad's business and exploded it. Even the first 2 years, even though I started VaynerMedia and even though I got this clients and was a part of it, those first 2 years I was like, it's even my kids. Like, those first 2 years, you know, like, you know, it's just the way I'm wired. And so I just became very in tune with myself of like, if I've got this big of a dream, it's gonna take a big play. And I thought the biggest play was go out, build an agency, learn corporate America at scale, meet people, eventually hire them, build teammates, you know, and really understand it. I think there's never, ever enough work put into really understanding the landscape. I got to taste it. And so I wanted to taste it. And I was willing to burn my 30s into my 40s on it. I was willing to, in the prime of my career, put in the work, have the humility to go and do client service, have clients do all that. I was willing to do that. And now I'm further along. I'm on second, third base of like this amazing journey. And I just genuinely believe my ability to buy a brand for 5, 10, 15, 20 million dollars and then build it for 3-4 years and then flip it for 3, 4, 5, 600 is very real. You have to understand how big business works. A lot of you are young and entrepreneurs. If I was to go and do that, then 8 years from now, I'll still be 48. There'll be billions of dollars of investors asking me to do that again and letting them make some of the money along the way. And so this, my friends, is the television. And the television is the radio. Go read what happened to the biggest brands in the world from 1957 to 1965 and go look at the biggest brands being built during that era. Every time there is an actual attention revolution, enormous money is made and enormous money is lost. Thank you, man. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, take it.
Yo, hello, can you hear me? Yo, I'm late, I'm just getting out now. Anything else I missed or? So I have a 3 o'clock that I'm late for, so that's the only update? Okay. That was good.
A really good talk.
Yeah. You guys, are we gonna go in or are we gonna, can we sit here? Yeah, they'll probably, what do we have, 5? We just need 1 or 2 seats, right? We've been trying to make this work in the schedule. I have to go to Helsinki in like 5 minutes. So, there's a big conference. They do one of the biggest European digital conferences. So, a lot of fancy schmancy digital people speaking, and me. And so, I'll fly in, talk, and come back. I'll be back Friday morning. I'm a 40-year-old successful functioning human being. If I lost this right now, I'd be like, what? This is it. And this is where, and the one thing we all trade on is attention. Before you tell me how delicious your beer is or how awesome that coat is or how great you are, you need my attention. And too many companies have got away from that very simple thing. That sign above that taxi is still priced like it's 15 years ago, yet that dude's looking at his phone. So, right, I mean, look what he's doing. So that guy right there having his cigarette 20 years ago would have saw that, I mean, this is amazing. Look what we're doing. He would have saw that ad on that, but he's not. And that's overpriced.
How do you get attention?
You do it where people, you don't get it, you just go to where it is and you figure out how to bring people value within it. Got it? I mean, that's it. I mean, like what's that guy doing? He's just, I mean, this is happening in our face. I mean, what do you think he's doing? You're not selling to him on this outdoor media. You're not. And yet outdoor media is up 12% in cost in the last 10 years. Why? Because media buying companies, they have their business to run. To buy a banner ad on a desktop computer environment below the fold on a website that you don't know is insane.
And even so, I'm gonna see it. Right here. Sorry, right here. You're gonna see it,
No worries.
and then you're not even gonna do anything. It's about at least engagement.
By the way, and I'm dead serious about this, I would pay for seeing it. I don't need to click it. I would pay for seeing it. They don't see it. Sure. So our media capabilities have exploded.
Facebook.
Thank you.
I'm Venezuelan. I work in Pfizer.
Very nice. What's your name?
Carmen.
Carmen, nice to meet you.
I never do this. I swear of God, I never do this. I'm a grown person. I'm so excited. I cannot even touch the camera, and
Thank
I look
you.
so awful.
You look amazing. Cheers.
I believe
So nice.
everything you say.
Thank you.
I never complain. I work very hard, and we immigrants, we get the job
Got
done.
it. Bye, bye. When we start a toothpaste company and our direct-to-consumer business is doing $80 million in 5 years because last mile delivery is there and all this, gonna care. And they're gonna be like, we have to be direct-to-consumer. And they're gonna say, okay, now we have to be direct-to-consumer. But the problem is Walmart and CVS and Walgreens are gonna say, you can't do that. Because we make money on the sale. So they're gonna say, well, we're doing this new toothpaste. And Walmart and Albertsons and Publix is gonna say, no way, if you do that, we're gonna eliminate your core brands from our store. And there's gonna be a conflict. And it's gonna be a game of who blinks first. Meanwhile, our little startup continues to grow. That, in the next 20 years, is gonna be why so many huge brands die. This is what always happens. Brands turn over all the time. Nobody sat around thinking Nike was vulnerable to Under Armour. Like, that's not what we think until it happens. And this is happening very, very, very quickly, because the punchline is, and this is the one that you really need to debate for yourself, you're living your life one way as a human by the show of hands that you had. But then you put on your business jersey and you have your business card and you work as a brand and you're acting and allocating dollars in a different way. You're eliminating the common sense. Many of you in this room have said to me, but Gary, my target demo isn't on these platforms. Yet you are the target demo and you are on these platforms, and so are every single person you know. Do you not live in the world? Do you not go out? Like, this is happening. This is happening at scale and everybody is stunned. And so listen, what's gonna happen is, the real punchline is, the Dollar Shave Club is what's gonna happen. Every company in here, J&J, all of you, you're gonna go and do M&A. You're gonna buy these things and you're gonna spend way too much money on something that you had way more money than to begin with, and all you needed was a slight culture change. You can reach more people, more targeted, at a lower cost than running a commercial for 30 seconds in between an event on television. And that's it. Sunday Night Football is $670,000 in media to get a 30-second spot that nobody watches. So, you know, I think what's gonna happen is, you know, entrepreneurs are gonna continue to build things. They're either gonna sell to bigger companies, or because of the way democracy of distribution of information and sales will change, they're gonna hold out longer because the stakes are gonna be higher, or big companies are gonna spend more money on brands like you guys that pop. And you know, so it's gonna be the same old thing with a different version, but the opportunity has never been greater.
Huge now, right?
What's that?
Anyone who wants to start, it's massive today.
This is it, man. I mean, like this. I mean, this is it. Like, this is the most. Like I'd literally rather somebody right now come up to me and punch me in the face and steal my wallet. But as long as I have my phone, right? Like it's crazy. Like, it's good to see you. Talk to you soon. Oh man, great to see you.
Appreciate
My
it.
pleasure. Great to see you. All right, I'll see you guys later. Yeah, nice to meet you. Bye. Mwah.
That was a pleasure, dude.
Real pleasure.
Yeah.
I'll talk to you soon.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah. Bye, guys.
Safe travels.
Which one? This one? Putting yourself in the best position to succeed. I know I can do it. I know that I can buy Lucky Charms, Peter Pan peanut butter, K-Swiss sneakers, you know, Bridgestone's tires, like a brand that exists, and make it 2018 out, 2019 out, and explode its top line growth. It's what I do. I'm great at seeing something already, understanding what it did to get there, and knowing exactly what to do to get it to the next place. And I know how to do that in marketing, and more than anything, and marketing of a product is what comes most natural to me. It's what I do best. I'm good at speaking, I'm good at making videos. I can play a little ping pong. You know, I'm good at stuff. But I'm great at storytelling, marketing, understanding the arbitrage and the white space in the marketing world, and selling. And this will be very satisfying to watch this little rant episode, whatever this is. one day when I'm in execution mode and so that's why I did it. That's why today's talk's important. Some may watch today's talk, you'll see a good chunk of it and you'll say, oh, he did that was smart, and he'll get clients from that. True. Way more important, I'm weeding out the people that agree and disagree with me about where the world's going in the next 10 years, and I'm building relationships with the ones that agree with me because they can become integral pieces and parts of building this ultimate machine.